From Headquarters United States Army Reserve Command at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, this is the USARC Report. I'm Marty Martin. We now have a memorial at USARC Headquarters dedicated to all Army Reserve soldiers who paid the ultimate price for the freedoms we enjoy. Major General Keith Thurgood, former USARC Chief of Staff, and Command Sergeant Major Michael Schultz, the Army Reserve's top enlisted soldier, spoke at the dedication ceremony held at USARC Headquarters on Fort Bragg.
Let us honor and remember their sacrifices by the life that we lead. And let this memorial be a reminder that freedom is always a matter of choice and never a matter of chance. And if that time comes, may we have the personal courage to choose the greater good and the harder right, just as they did.
As we pass this, as soldiers, civilians, and family members, they will be not forgotten in our headquarters. And I ask over my left shoulder that we always remember.
The memorial display was conceived by two Army Reserve Casualty Service Office non-commissioned officers in the USARC G1. Master Sergeants Brandon Best and Richard Williams developed the concept 8 months ago from a rough sketch. The permanent display is in the USARC VIP entry foyer. The memorial features a bronze helmet, boots, and rifle that flanks a glass-etched plaque placed on a dark paneled wood.
By working casualty assistance, we see a lot of injuries, a lot of wounded in actions, a lot of KIAs. And this is just my and Sergeant Best's way of remembering those soldiers.
It's hard to explain when you see your idea materialize. Master Sergeant Williams actually put a lot into making the design into fruition. And I kind of just took the right seat, and now that I see that our ideas come together, I kind of get a little warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Throughout the Department of Defense, motorcycle riders have traditionally been required to meet certain safety standards in order to ride on military installations. Fort Bragg garrison officials recently updated their requirements for operators of motorcycles and scooters on this North Carolina post. Personal protective equipment must be worn, garrison officials said in a June 7th memorandum. That includes a U.S. Department of Transportation approved helmet securely fastened under the chin, eye protection that meets American National Standards Institute Standard Z87.1-2003, sturdy over-the-ankle footwear of durable leather or ballistic cloth athletic-type shoes, clothing that includes a long-sleeve shirt or jacket with sleeves down, and full-fingered gloves or mittens made from leather or other abrasion-resistant materials. Garrison officials said that windshields and fairings don't constitute eye protection, and approved eye protection must still be worn. Eyewear includes goggles, safety glasses, and full face shields on helmets. Other criteria and equipment may be required to operate motorcycles or scooters on Fort Bragg, and if you have questions regarding the full requirements, contact the USARC or Fort Bragg Garrison Safety Offices for more details. Near the end of a military career, soldiers need the help of professionals who have been there and done that. The U.S. Army Reserve Command now has a Retirement Services Office to help soldiers and their families ensure they receive the benefits they have earned. Retirement isn't as simple as just hanging up the uniform and walking out the door. Once soldiers receive their 20-year anniversary letter from Human Resources Command, they're faced with options they must choose within 90 days. Ernest Stripling, the program manager for the Retirement Services Office in Headquarters USARC G1, says that all soldiers need to take advantage of their benefits.
We need retirement service officers because in each soldier's life cycle, they go through a transition. And retirement is one of the transitions. And we're emphasizing more on retirement transitioning due to the fact that we're having drawdowns and reductions and so forth. So it's important that soldiers and family members and retirees and survivors understand their entitlements and benefits. So that is why the Army Reserve needs retirement service officers.
USARC Headquarters is not the only place retirement services are being offered. Retirement Services Offices are now in each of the 4 Army Reserve Regional Support Commands to help soldiers receive the support they deserve during the transition from military to civilian life. Currently, there are 3 to 4 retirement seminars conducted regionally per quarter, but the goal is to hold 4 to 5 per quarter, Stripling said. To date, the Army Reserve has conducted 9 pre-retirement seminars exclusively for reservists and 3 joint pre-retirement seminars in conjunction with the National Guard. Over 4,100 soldiers have received retirement services assistance since the initiation of the RSO pilot program. The command conference room in the USARC and U.S. Army Forces Command Headquarters building became a blood donor center recently. This was the first time a blood drive had been held in the combined headquarters since both commands arrived at Fort Bragg last year. Soldiers and civilians filled out forms, answered a battery of questions from screeners, and then rolled up their sleeves to give the gift of life.
I'm giving blood for our soldiers. I understand that the blood's going to go over to our deployed soldiers in need of blood transfusion, so I know it's a good cause, and that's why I'm here.
We try to get the donors in their place of work, which is much more easier for them. There's pretty much not much excuse. They could come down, donate a pint of blood, and go back to work in a pretty easy manner, as opposed to coming over to the donor center. Even though it's 5 minutes away, it's more effective. We come to them to get that supply.
Green says it takes the body about 8 weeks to replenish 1 pint of blood donated as opposed to plasma, which takes about 72 hours to replace. Donors are eligible to give blood again 57 days after a donation. And that will do it for this episode of the USARC Report. Thanks for watching.